That's kind of, this is on my mind because we just came out of a parenting conference.
Right.
So when we bridge the faith and clinical, the whole idea is not about, these things are not enemies, if that makes sense. What do you want to add about that?
So God designed for marriage isn't just about the tradition. It's for protection, just like you said. Don't hurt yourself. It's protecting us. What research is now catching up with is that the emotional safety, the clarity of commitment, and the covenant love provides the strongest foundation for intimacy and a thriving families. So I love that study.
Okay, so here's the thing. No matter the technology, and that's what we're talking about, people meeting online. Oh, by the way, tip. Here's a tip.
Okay.
We asked the question, what percentage of people meet online now? Mm-hmm. And what did you say?
50%.
50%. Mm-hmm. What was my guess?
You said 1 point something.
Yeah, okay. So I was wrong. Mm-hmm. All right, so the whole idea behind meeting online, you know what my first tip would be?
What?
Even though you meet online, I would encourage you to get offline and in person as quickly as possible.
Okay, what do you mean?
Okay, so what I mean is you and I meet on a dating app. We meet on Tinder. We meet on...
You probably won't meet on Tinder.
Well, we don't know where we may meet.
Well, I'm just saying, I know more about Tinder. Well,
Okay. So we meet online.
Okay.
The idea would be as quickly as possible in a safe, protected space for you and I to meet in person.
Yes.
So do you have advice? How long should we engage in an online conversation before we get in person?
That's a good question. I really don't have any, statistics about that or anything.
But it shouldn't be. Okay.
I would think you would want to, maybe after meeting a month or so, that you would want to meet in person.
The point is there needs to be a very defined, you don't want to continue a virtual, not in-person relationship for months and months and months and months.
No.
Why? Because people can pretend better online.
Yes.
Now, people tend to pretend anyway. That's one of my pet peeves about dating, by the way. Or we don't like to talk about dating. We like to talk about courting because it's more of an intentional. We did a whole Marriage in Motion episode in the car about that.
We did.
But the whole idea is that people are not intentional. Well, let me tell you an intentional story.
Okay.
So when I first met you, I've been praying for a wife, right?
Okay.
So it was obvious to me that God said, this is who you're going to marry. So when I first met you, the Lord spoke to my heart and said, this is the wife I have for you. But you know what I did, Teresa?
Yeah, I know what you did.
Yeah, exactly. I continued on like an investigative interview approach to make sure I didn't misunderstand God. You know what I find people do? They make up their mind and they try to get God to co-sign on their decisions. Hey, I think this is who I want to marry. It's kind of like when you and I moved to Bloomington. And before we moved, I told you we weren't moving.
Right, you did.
And you said to me, have you been praying about this? Mm-hmm. And I said, yes, I have been praying about it. But after I thought about it, prompted by your question, I realized I was doing.
You were doing this, what you were telling you were telling God, this is what I want.
Well, no.
Come along the way.
Well, here's what I was telling God.
Come in.
I ain't moving to Bloomington, Lord. But hey, what you think? That's what I was actually doing. But after you corrected me and, allowed me to see the mistakes I was making, then I started praying differently. Hey, Lord, I don't know what I should do. What do you think? And that's what I'm saying about dating or courting or getting married. Mm-hmm. It's not having your mind already made up and then looking for signs for God to co-sign on your decision. It's more about asking God, what decision should I be making?
Absolutely. And having friends around you to maybe pray with you or pray for you in that situation.
That's a whole nother story. Why would people get married when everybody around them is telling them, I don't think this is a good idea? I don't
know, but I've seen it.
Because they think they know. So clinically speaking, why do you think that's the case?
Well, I mean, that's a long story because they've been in a relationship for a long, long time, and this person has now asked them to marry, even though it wasn't a good relationship. There's been many red flags, but they go ahead and do it because they desire to be married.
Wow. Okay. Wow. That's a lot. So we've talked about some things that have changed generationally. Now we're moving into some things that have not changed.
Yes.